everybody back to another episode of NFC South versus the NFL. It's your boy DJ.
It's your boy Mike Ricks. Keep pounding.
All right, here we go.
TJ Jones. All I gotta say is who that?
I always forget. We call wreck havoc. That's what we doing this year. We wrecking havoc, boy.
Oh, let's see.
I hear you.
All right, so we're here to talk about another team out of the great NFC South.
Facts.
And unfortunately, it's not the Bucks. We're gonna talk about the Carolina Panthers. And this
He rehearsed that. You were ready for that one.
That was pitch perfect right there, man.
all right, yeah. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the Panthers. Because I started off coming into this season. We all know what happened last year. Panthers started off very well. Pretty sure 6-2. Am I mistaken? Was 6-2? Was 6-2?
Yeah, it was 6-2.
And then the attack of the noodle arm. We all know this right here. It's the noodle arm. His arm gave out. Cam Newton. Unfortunately, his arm just couldn't take it no more. Second year in a row, his throwing arm went out on him. Now, one thing I don't question is the Panthers. I love Ron Rivera as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing a lot of hot seat stuff talk with him. I am a big Ron Rivera fan. And I'm put that out there right now. I don't even think he should be on the hot seat. I really don't.
Yeah.
I understand why. You know, everybody's making – and it seems like when the media makes a big deal about it, this stuff really does happen. I know his record. I know it's not the greatest. When you're talking season by season, he did make it to the postseason. I'm thinking, 4 years out of 8? Is it
4 out of 6?
4? Is it?
No, it's 4 out of 8, but 4 out of the last 6.
Say, let me mess with my numbers. Okay.
4 out of the last 6.
So I think low-key, I mean, he's a lot better coach than I think people are getting credit for. I understand there's a new owner out there. He's not tied to the hip to Ron Rivera, so, he's already brought in people like Eric Reed, which many people didn't like. He's bringing a whole different type of attitude to the Panthers, which personally I like as an owner, what he's doing with that team. And in my personal opinion, the Carolina Panthers this season are going to go 10-6. I do think they're going to have a good season. Everything is obviously I do think their defense, I mean, they're always an upper echelon defense, top of the league. I call top of the league 15 or better. They're always there. They're going to be there again. The additions of Gerald McCoy, Bruce Irvin. I think that's a upgrade from Julius Peppers. We all know Julius Peppers is a Hall of Famer, but I think I like him as the elder statesman of that line. I think he still has a little bit of juice left in him. And obviously, they brought in Brian Burns from FSU. I like. So I think that D line is going to be good. Secondary, they got their questions. I love that boy Dante Jack. Should be a buck, but I talk about all the time. I do like that boy back there. I like Eric Reed. Not the biggest Bradbury fan, but he is good. Luke Kuechly, you gotta mention him. Shaq Thompson replacing your boy. I forgot his name. I don't know why. Thomas
Davis.
Thomas Davis. I think that's big. I mean, who's gonna be the voice on that defense? Personally, I don't really know. Obviously, he lost a step, but I mean, I think he was that heart and soul of that defense. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to step up and be that. Obviously, your playmaker is Luke Kuechly, so you don't lose step there. But the offense, I think there's a lot of question marks. I know you've been hearing a lot about Curtis Samuel stepping up, DJ Moore. I mean, I call them the little wides. I mean, they got a bunch of 6 foot and under players, little scat backs at wide receiver. We're going to see how that works. Greg Olsen coming off a second injury 2 years in a row. He ain't getting no younger. He's 34 years old. I'm not too crazy about the offense. I do think the Panthers got the worst offense in the South, which this is an offensive driven league. But yeah, I'm not. I got to see with that. Obviously, they got C-Mac at running back, but who's behind them? Who's spelling them? I don't know. Offensive line still to be seen. I mean, I'm not gonna base it off of the little injury that Cam got, the middle foot injury they got. That was all on them. So obviously, I mean, the offensive line, that's problems across the league. So, but I still think that because I'm not sold on the two divisions that we're playing. I do see the Panthers going 10-6.
10-6.
Yeah, with the asterisks on it because I could see worse. But basing off of, I still think Cam's going to be Cam, and he'll be able to do it. You know, he carries that team for the most part. C-Mac will lighten the load a little bit. I don't like I said, the receiving threats because haven't really seen it yet. Not that they can't be good, but I haven't seen it yet. But I think it's still good enough that they'll win some games because they've been doing it without that high-powered passing attack. They've been winning. I mean, you can't argue that. I mean, they're not too far removed from a Super Bowl. Tell me what wide receivers they had on that team. TikTok. No, can't. Yeah, so I'm not going to put a lot of stock into the receiving depth. The reason why they can't win because they've done it year after year, still being one of the more potent rushing attacks with Cam Newton. So I can't see 10-6 for this team.
Man, this right here is a little bit of a tough one for me, but I'm just going to be honest with you. The Carolina Panthers are going to go 8-8. And the reason why I say they're going 8-8 is because I look at this team and you look at a person like Thomas Davis who's no longer there. I don't think people understand fully like what this guy meant to the team. This guy was an NFL Man of the Year. This guy was one of the most respected individuals in that organization. And even though Luke Kuechly is a bona fide beast, Thomas Davis to me was the heart and soul of that defense. Okay, like I feel like if Luke Kuechly was the blood, Thomas Davis was the heart. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like by him being gone, it's going to be huge. Okay, because Shaq Thompson, God bless him, he is not Thomas Davis. And then you look at somebody like Luke Kuechly, somebody that flies around the field, but what has been his issue over the past couple of years? He has been injured, dealing with concussions. Gerald McCoy, coming from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what has been his issues? Injuries over the past couple of years. Good team on paper, but in reality, these guys have been dealing with issues when it comes to injuries over the past couple of years. And not to mention Cam Newton, who is coming off surgery. I mean, I just feel like they're going to go 8-8. When they went 15-1 and went to the Super Bowl, you know one thing they had? They had a guy that can take the top off the defense, and that guy was Ted Ginn Jr., who is now a Saint right now. They don't have a guy that can take the top off the defense. Yeah, they got DJ Moore. Guy's excellent, man. I watched him at Maryland. I watched him play all the time. He's a really good wide receiver. A lot of people feel like he should have went like really, you know what I'm saying, like really early in the draft. But they don't have a guy that can take the top off the defense. They got in my opinion, possession receivers. And I feel like that's not going to be beneficial to them. And not to mention Christian McCaffrey, you don't have anybody behind him. I think you're really counting on guys to really just be there all 16 games. You don't have depth, you know what I'm saying, on your team. So you're really relying on these guys to go out there and perform and not really relying on thinking about the fact that these guys could be injured. So that's the reason why I'm saying 8-8. Not to say that the Carolina Panthers can't have a better record than that, but you have to have depth on your team. You have to have guys that can step up. You got to have a team that has those guys that has that next man up mentality. And in my opinion, they're basically going out there playing with starters and hoping that these guys don't get hurt. So that's the reason why I think they're going to go 8-8. Can they have a better record? Once again, absolutely. But depth is the issue of the Carolina Panthers, and that's the reason why I think they're going to be a 500 team.
Before you go into it, Mike, because that boy like a goddamn, he look like a ticking time bomb right now.
Oh no, I'm good.
Man, you look at man. Somebody took a candy bar from your hand and just ran
I'm trying not to interrupt, man. I'm trying not to interrupt.
I mean, like,
mention that's why I was trying not to laugh because you was back in the chair like I want to punch him, but I can't remember what my point was. But yeah, that's why that 10-6. I think I mentioned in the video. I said an asterisk because almost the same reason TJ said was the same thing I feel. When you look at your starting lineup, be honest, especially with your defensively, y'all definitely the best in the South. I mean, I'm not even arguing that. Offensively, like you said, I have a lot of depth questions with that. I do think your strongest point in your offense is your quarterback, as long as he stays healthy. That's why I made mention the whole, his arm 2 years in a row have basically done the same thing to him. One time they thought it was no surgery. This time they decided to do surgery this year. So there's a big question mark there. And obviously, if you ain't got no quarterback, who you got behind him anyway? You ain't got nothing. So,
right.
I mean, and C-Mac, I mean, he hasn't been injured yet, but y'all give him a lot of touches, and there's nothing behind him. Like I forgot to mention that with that 15-11 season, shoot, y'all were doing whatever y'all wanted. Like you said, taking the top off. I mean, y'all was throwing touchdowns at just will. It didn't matter if you were running it, Cam Newton, fake option. It didn't matter. Don't dive down the middle. With y'all were moving the ball like it was nothing. Defense was making turnovers. Who was the main person doing it? Peanut Tillman and your boy Thomas Davis out there just being that heart and soul, like you said. Thomas Davis, that pump, that heart. What that heart do? It pumps that blood in and out of the system. That's gone. Who's gonna replace that? And that is huge. That's why I said as an asterisk. I'm looking at the talent, and I do think that talent is good enough to get 10 wins. Can I see a 10-6? I mean, a 6-10 season with this team? Oh, I can. With a couple injuries, really quickly. If nobody takes the reins on that defense, Thomas Davis is gone. It's me now, and I can see somebody like Bruce Irvin being that. Eric Reed, he's very much a spokesperson. I can see those two players being that, but will they? That's the question.
Bruce Irvin is not the same Bruce Irvin he was with the Seattle Seahawks.
He still got that
I'm
mouth.
sorry.
Thomas Davis wasn't
He's not. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. He is not, man. Like, I mean, if he was, then you think the Oakland Raiders would have let him leave?
I agree.
Well, I'm glad you said that, so I'm gonna say my piece.
Yep, let's go.
Please do, my boy.
The Oakland Raiders, and I'm gonna start with this. The Oakland Raiders let Khalil Mack leave. So to use that argument of them letting him go, I can't stand for that. The Oakland Raiders are just the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, fair enough.
I will say this.
Let Amari Cooper go too.
Right. To piggyback on, and everywhere that they've gone, these guys that they let go, they've had what? Success. All right, so to piggyback off the Thomas Davis, y'all do know Thomas Davis couldn't be anywhere around the facility the first 4 weeks of the season. Y'all do understand that, right, last year?
Mm-hmm.
Our defense was flying around, playing some excellent ball, and we started off the season 3-1. All right? He comes back a step slower, had to get back into the rhythm, not blaming it on him, but things got a little out of whack for us defensively. The reason why we were so willing to let him go is because Ron Rivera, who played as a linebacker, who is an excellent defensive coach, understands what we have in Shaq. Yeah, it's a big question mark. We haven't consistently seen it, so we're going to have to see it. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Defensively, I think we are the deepest team defensively in the South. There's nobody that has a rotation and depth that we have on the defensive line. Nobody. Secondary, we have two guys that came from DBU. Eric Reed, Action Jackson. All right? Trey Baldwin was one of the best safeties out there for Football Focus as far as getting turnovers. and coverage safeties. Bradbury, and I'm going to throw this out there, DJ, and you ain't going to like it, locked down Mike Evans where he caught 1 pass out of 10 attempts. Say what you want, the boy played ball.
But tell me what he did for the rest of the season.
He played good ball. He played really good ball. When it comes to shorter receivers that got that twitch, he struggles with. But if you give him a bigger receiver, he's going to play some good ball against him.
Well, that's going to change this shit.
That's what's going to happen. So, defensively, it's not going. We're going to see. But defensively, I think by far we have the best team in the NFC South. And y'all talk about a lot of offense and all this and that. Football to win starts in the trenches, and defense wins championships. Cam Newton has never had an elite offense pretty much since he's been there. Who did he have as a backup to Jonathan Stewart when we went to the Super Bowl? Somebody give me that. He didn't. He had somebody named by the name of Fozzie Whitaker. Where the hell is Fozzie Whitaker right now? Cam Newton makes his players better. Ted Ginn wasn't getting off until he got with the Carolina Panthers. He got off. Now he's better and more, he's more consistent catching with the Saints. And you talk about we don't have anybody. Okay, can I finish? I gave y'all time. It's still my time. Where's Jenny at? Where's Jenny at? Can I get some? What Skip say? Can I get some of my time? No, Shannon. Can I get some of my time back? Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel did a highlight. I have never seen this in the NFL against daggone the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he ran a reverse cross the field, made all kind of people miss this and that. The kid runs a 4.3 40, and he has much better hands than Ted Ginn. He is taking the top off. The only issue is it's unproven. And I love the fact that it's unproven because Cam Newton has never had really proven guys out there at receiver. The only one that's really showed up with stats-wise is DJ Moore, who came on late, who led the league in yards after catch last year, who actually ended up with almost 800 yards as a rookie and didn't even start at the beginning of the season. Christian McCaffrey is a top 5 back statistically from last year. Will I put him top 5 as far as the NFL right now? No, I would say he's flirting around 7, 6. I would say that. That's where he's flirting at. But the guy's a workhorse. We did draft a guy from Florida, and he looks really, really, really good. Jordan Scarlett. I love him. He runs extremely hard. He's a big body back, and he actually can catch out of the backfield. We have Cameron Artis-Payne that's been with us for the last 4 or 5 years. Has he done anything? No. He's going to be on the roster, though. But the thing is, there's only a few quarterbacks that can take nothing and make something out of them. And Cam Newton is one of those guys. You don't have to give Cam Newton a Julio Jones. You don't have to give Cam Newton a Mike Evans for him to be successful in that offense. That offense last year under North Turner, who is the best offensive coordinator this guy's had since he's been in the NFL, had this team 10th in offense last year, and that is with noodle arm. That is with noodle arm. So to think that this team won't be better and he's healthier, I think is ridiculous. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I see this team right now finishing 10-6, and I'm going to tell you why. The Carolina Panthers start off with the Los Angeles Rams. They have to come to Bank of America Stadium. If anybody knows the history of the Carolina Panthers, when you come to Bank of America Stadium early, you're getting rocked. It happens. Then we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home on a short week where they have to come to us. We're gonna take care of business there. After that, we have a stretch of the Texans, the Jags. I mean, you're talking about one of the easiest schedules in football at the beginning of the season, especially in the South.
Let me stop you right there. Look, you can't go by what you seen last season or whatever. I mean, look at it this way. Jacksonville Jaguars wasn't very good last season, right? But the year before that, there was an AFC championship game. You cannot just say automatic that's a win. You never know what type of product these teams are going to put on the field. You will be shocked. How many times do we see teams that end up shocking the world by beating a team that a lot of people think was supposed to win the game?
Absolutely.
So, you can't do that. Can't do that, though, Mike.
And I give you credit on that. And that's why I didn't say we're beating them. I said it's easier. We have one of the easiest setup schedules as of right now in the NFC South. And look at it. It'll tell you. We got the Texans, who they're deep. And let's think about it. One of our strengths is going to be our pass rush.
Allegedly.
Houston, Texas. I'm saying we got guys that are rushing the passer. We got guys that are doing it. But I will say this, though. If you look at history, the Carolina Panthers has made the playoffs since Cam Newton has been in the league 4 years. New Orleans Saints, you know how many times they've been to the playoffs since Cam Newton's been in the league? 4 years. You know how many times the Atlanta Falcons been in the playoffs? 3. Let's not even talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I will say this. The Carolina Panthers have a trend of having a winning season and a losing season. A winning season and a losing season. And a winning season and a losing season. You can say all that you want. History speaks for itself. Trends are one of the best things you can talk about in football. It happens all the time. I can say, hey, look, we got DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel. We have, trust me, I think Hogan is an addition to what we had last year. I'm not saying he's elite. He's going to ball out. I like the Jarius Wright was a good third down receiver.
Flaky.
Healthy. And Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas was an excellent backup tight end for us last year. Was a rookie. And now he's in his second year. You can't tell me that teams that start their second season with their offensive coordinator is usually not much better the second season.
Depends on the
coordinator. He has proven that.
Depends on the coordinator.
Yeah. It's Norv Turner, and we got a coordinator that's been proven.
Quarterback-wise, yeah. Offensive, I don't know.
Turner?
When it comes to like improving quarterback play, absolutely. Offensive, I mean, I don't know, man.
With that, man.
I'm just look. I mean, look. This ain't the Dallas Cowboys Norv Turner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying? When he was, Cowboy offensive coordinator, cool. Little bit of the San Diego Chargers when he was the head coach for them, beginning, yeah. But I don't know, man. Like I said, to me, the heart and soul of y'all defense, Luke Kuechly, and honestly, like I say, he has a history of being injured. He has a hint. Like, if Luke Kuechly, like, think about how the man has been like this man has left the game with concussions. This man has left the game with concussions on several 3 years ago. This man is always constantly hurt, man. This man is always
3 years,
constantly
because let's
hurt.
think about it. 2 years ago, we were in the what? Playoffs, and we played y'all the first round.
Luke Kuechly has had issues with concussions.
Luke Kuechly has had a concussion since he put that Bluetooth on. He walking around with a Bluetooth around his neck. He ain't had a concussion in the past 2 years.
Man. Okay, what about Gerald McCoy? Hey, now this is the guy that y'all are leaning on. Okay, he got a chip on his shoulder.
He doesn't have to be the elite guy. We got enough depth that even if he does go down, we're still in the same position. We got enough depth. We have the best depth across the board on our defense.
Secondary. So y'all got depth in the secondary. Y'all got depth in the secondary? Like somebody go down the secondary, y'all got depth?
I think
linebackers, y'all got depth at the linebacker position.
Now I will give you that.
That is, man, one thing that you can count on. Y'all have some of the best covering linebackers in NFC South. Okay, like I will give you that. But if one goes down, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So you basically count, like I said, you'll basically count on your dogs to hunt all 16 games. At the linebacker position, man.
I can't say that because if you look at the linebacker position right now, just take it for face value. The linebacker position, if we're going across the NFC South,
right.
Where would you put our depth there compared to everybody else's? Because I'm looking at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm looking at y'all depth because y'all linebackers are probably one of the weakest in the South. And then we have the Bucks. So right now, that's across the board in the South. So to sit there and say that should be a knock on us, I disagree with that completely, especially when you have MVP quarterback over there who is completely hungry because he's hearing all the bullshit that's going on. He's hearing it. And one thing we know about Cam Newton is he is the ultimate competitor. And when Cam Newton is having fun, he's the scariest player in the NFL the game plan for. You better watch out. That's all I'm saying, because I don't think there's one threat to the New Orleans Saints except the 3-time division champion back-to-back. There's not one.
I completely disagree. I'm just being honest. Yeah, I'm just being 100. Like, I just feel like if Luke Kuechly goes down, if anybody in your secondary go down, that's a wrap. If Luke Kuechly go down, that's a wrap. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. This guy's like, you lose Thomas Davis. This man, that is huge. Like, for real, Shaq Thompson. No disrespect, but ain't nobody worried about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody worried about no Shaq Thompson.
And if
Luke Kuechly go down, that is a wrap. That's it.
But that's my point, though, TJ. That goes for everybody in the South. If Levante David goes down, you got the rookie out there. We don't know what he's gonna do.
You got Deion be playing. You got Deion.
Tampa Bay got the probably most depth at the linebacker position than anybody in the South, to be honest.
I'll give you that.
Like, man, you don't understand. Like, Luke Kuechly this man has had 20 tackles in like one game several times. Like, if you lose this dude, that's it. That is it. That's the only person. Like, honestly, that is the only person defensively that teams fear on your defense. Basically, y'all have a good defense, no doubt, but he is the guy who strikes fear. If he leaves, that's it. It's it, man. I'm sorry. Like, honestly, y'all hopes are basically riding on a guy. You know what I'm saying? That had history of head injuries.
I mean, we can talk about that. Anybody that's played in this league has had history of injuries. Can we talk about that with your boy that had surgery on his shoulder?
But head injuries, though, Mike. Like, man, I mean, that is the number one issue that has been plaguing the NFL, head injuries, right?
And he's played two.
If he comes up
without it, he's played 2 straight years without it. So it's shown that something has changed, and whether he got a special helmet or the way he's tackling, something has changed. And if it does happen, then it's gonna cross that road. But we can do ifs all across the board.
Yeah, you're right.
But we gotta take what's at face value. And at face value, this team is much better than an 8-18. It is what it is. But
okay,
got their own opinion. Like I said, I got us going 10-6 also.
Okay. Okay. I'm just saying, like, you all have to ride 16 games. That's tough, man. That's tough.
And I also
tough to have, like.
I also love the fact that we are playing, and I know everything changes, but we're not playing the number one schedule. We're not playing the Dallas Cowboys that won the division last year. We're not playing the Chicago Bears that won the division last year, these headhunters on defense. So, I mean, we don't know what these teams are going to do, but I do like the way that the schedule's set up for us with the teams that we do play at home. And who knows? We started off 6-2 last year and went on the hell of a daggone losing streak. And that could easily start the season off this way. We don't know.
Right. Okay.
DJ, you got something you want to add? I know you do.
So, do got one thing I wanted to add, piggybacking off of that year that you talked about, y'all made the Super Bowl. Who was the number one scoring offense in the NFL that year?
The Carolina Panthers.
Thank you. Offense gets you through the season. Defense wins championships. I'm done.
No. Well, like you always said too, though, brother. Like you always said too. We had a lot of defensive touchdowns.
When?
That same season. Josh,
when y'all went to the Super Bowl? When y'all went to the Super Bowl?
Into the picks, Luke Kuechly. Hey, man, look.
I mean, but who led your team in interceptions? Ken Coleman, right?
Yeah, Coleman.
Or is he still there?
No, he's not. But that doesn't remove the fact we still went 11-5.
Punching out balls.
Y'all do understand we did go 11-5 the year before, and then 7-9 this past season, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And I realized that y'all. So we can't base that off that because I think y'all went 0-3 against the New Orleans Saints. So that means y'all can get swept again. I can't go off of that. I get what you're saying, but
We possibly could get swept again, DJ. Who knows?
I doubt that. I doubt that. I know we supposed to, I know we gonna talk about that, but no, I don't see that.
Well, if you don't see that, I'm curious, but we ain't got enough time. I don't want to keep going on that. That you can find, but I do want to know. I'm curious to see how the heck you can find 8 teams that's gonna beat us. Looking at this schedule, because you're just going off the makeup of what you think the team possibly can be, not based on the matchups.
You're projecting that.
Think we gonna
does throw a little bit in this depth.
Like depth and the possibility of injuries.
The depth.
Injuries can be sustained, and even though players are in the game, don't mean that they not injured, man. Don't mean that the injuries won't affect their performance in the game.
Absolutely.
Come on now. We know that now.
Absolutely.
Even though Cam Newton, I'm pretty sure is gonna be ready for week 1. Ain't no telling what this injury, how it's gonna affect him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
but we do know that Cam has been playing through stuff like this his entire career. Cam is a warrior. Yeah. One thing you can't say about Cam is Cam don't go out there, strap it up, and go to work. No event.
I agree. I agree.
So hey, we'll see. Week 1, Rams, I'll be there. Section 106, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Be fun times.
Good seats, man.
No, right?
Father's Day present, man. I'm a good father and husband. So.
Oh man, that's off the chains right there, man.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate the I can't wait to revisit this. Ain't no way in hell the Tampa Bay Buccaneers gonna be better than the Carolina Panthers. That shit ain't happening. I don't know how long.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Not with what they. I know. A lot of people, and as a New Orleans Saints fan, I get it because a lot of y'all like the national media that y'all love high flying offense, fly.
Nah, it ain't even about that. It ain't even about that. No, it's not. Well, it is not.
The next segment is against the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like Tampa will be more balanced than the Carolina Panthers this season.
With no running game, you got to understand, TJ. Every single season, we're top 5 rushing.
Anybody
every season
change up running backs every single year and they be productive. You don't have to have Alvin Kamara or Christian McCaffrey in order to run the football.
But it's the scheme. Every year we're top 5 in rushing.
Tampa Bay will be better than they were last season.
They absolutely will be. But I'm not talking about I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers will run the ball and we will play good defense.
Ty Bowles is their defensive coordinator, which is, in my opinion, is one of the best defensive coordinators in the National Football League.
Absolutely.
Bruce Arians is one of the best offensive minds, and he will make Cam Newton, Jameis Winston better.
Well, I would
I think, honestly, they were pretty good last season. They just had issues, with balance. I feel like with those 2 entities. And with the also the help of Byron Leftwich, I just feel like they're gonna be better. I'm sorry.
Be better.
They have depth. They have depth. They have depth in the when it comes to the defense. I just feel like they're gonna be better. I'm sorry. We just calling it out. I'm not trying to be controversial. I just feel like Tampa's gonna be better than Carolina.
And that's fine. That's cool. 10-6. 10-6. I got 10-6.
I got 10-6. What you got, TJ? Let's close this out,
8-8.
8-8. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it. All right, man. We enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed watching this segment. This was a fun one listening to. I enjoyed that. But thanks for tuning in for the Panthers projections. Lock them in, like we said. And we out.